In the beginning, there was light.
What nonsense are you talking about?
It's not nonsense. I want to interest you, Kitty, and tell you about our universe, how it began, how it developed, and how it works.
You're like a flea trying to talk about the rich inner world of a dog. But go on, let's hear it.
So, in the beginning, there was light. In 1905, Albert Einstein published his special theory of relativity. In this theory, Einstein combined the concepts of space and time into a single four-dimensional structure known as spacetime, and established that the speed of light in a vacuum is constant and the same for all observers, regardless of their motion. And now, if you ask someone what they know about light, and they answer that the speed of light in a vacuum is about 300,000 kilometers per second, then know that this person knows nothing about light or Einstein's theory. Because Einstein said that the speed of light in a vacuum is constant for any observer, regardless of their motion. Can you imagine what that means? You and a friend are standing on the street, and a mouse runs past you at a speed of 1 meter per hour. You follow it, but it still moves away from you at a speed of 1 meter per hour. Whether you run, drive, or fly, it moves away at a speed of 1 meter per hour, no matter your speed. Moreover, even if you start running, driving, or flying in the opposite direction from the mouse, it will still move away from you at a speed of 1 meter per hour. And that's not all. What about your friend who stayed in place? He also sees the mouse moving away at a speed of 1 meter per hour, regardless of your attempts to catch it. This example is a bit incorrect because the speed of light is the maximum possible speed in the universe, but it doesn't change the essence of the explanation. If you want to imagine such a situation with mice, let me call an ambulance first.
It didn't help you when you learned about quantum laws. Why are you offering it to me? Did you think a fool could scare me with mice? Ha ha.
But listen, do you think that's all about light? Not at all. Light is both a particle and a wave at the same time. And more, light has no mass but has the energy of impulse, which can physically hit an obstacle. How about that? The ambulance is already on its way. The greater the energy of light, the higher the frequency of its wave oscillation, if we can put it that way. For people, this looks like different colors of light. For example, blue has more energy and red has less. This is an important detail in the following judgments. So, at the beginning of the 20th century, astronomers noticed that the light from distant galaxies is redder than the light from nearby ones. And since Einstein had already published his theory of relativity, it became obvious that galaxies are moving away from us. And more, they are not just moving away, but accelerating. Because if the speed were constant, the light would not redden.
See, what did I tell you? Even galaxies are moving away from you crazies.
Maybe it's not from us, but from your smelly litter box, Kitty. But what could actually be the cause of such distancing? Probably an explosion. The theory emerged that earlier the entire universe, everything around, including space and time, was in one point. Yes, in that position, the physical laws of our world did not apply, so everything was gathered in one place. There was neither time nor space, and only the Spirit of God was hovering over it, planting explosives. Well, it exploded, and it started to expand, and time began.
Sounds unconvincing, but let it be. So if there was an explosion and everything started from one place, we should be somewhere in the flow of galaxies, flying away from the center of the explosion?
Not quite. It's not just an explosion. It's the beginning of everything, including space and time. So we are inside the process of space expansion. It's like a balloon. If you draw a few dots on it and start inflating it, the distance between all the dots will proportionally increase.
What are you babbling about? And isn't it true that the dots themselves and their measurement should also increase along with the space? So the dots shouldn't feel the change in space size. If we follow your logic, if we draw you naked on a balloon and start inflating it, you will increase, but your penis won't. I understand that in your case it seems true, but the universe shouldn't be so catastrophic.
Listen, Sausage Pro, let's avoid personal insults. During the expansion of space, only the emptiness between galaxies expands. Galaxies consist of a huge number of stars, planets, gas, and dust that are bound by gravitational interaction. The gravity between the components of the galaxy is much stronger than the effects of the universe's expansion on small scales. This means that gravity holds the galaxy together and doesn't let it expand.
What nonsense. Though your empty head grew, so maybe you're right.
Insulting again? I'm telling you the scientific point of view, and you don't like it.
Because you're talking nonsense. Being inside space and resisting space expansion. Nonsense. Not convinced, but let it be. You shouldn't overstrain yourself. What about the redshift of the light from distant galaxies? The Big Bang already happened, so why is the expansion continuing? If gravity can counteract expansion, then everything should be returning to the point.
No, the expansion continues and accelerates. And this happens thanks to dark energy.
Dark what? Energy? Satanism on the march? Is it the thing you're obsessed with when you eat my last sausage?
No. This is precisely the energy that makes the universe expand. It does not interact with light or matter. It only alters gravity, and it is dispersed throughout the universe.
What? So it's some sort of hocus pocus that can't be seen, felt, or measured? But it can blow up the universe, and you figured out it exists just because distant galaxies are redshifting? Did I get that right?
Exactly.
Humanity is definitely crazy. The rational cat civilization is approaching, and it will happen sooner than your balloon, the universe, pops. To come up with a whole theory with some kind of magic due to a simple change in the color of light. This must be a dream.
You are the most skeptical cat in the world, but the world will not pop. Dark matter allows it to stabilize.
The fairground clowns wear colorful outfits, and you sewed yourself a black uniform. Or what?
You're the one clowning around. Look, to put it simply, scientists noticed that according to their calculations, gravity would not be enough to hold stars on the outskirts of galaxies. So, additional gravity is generated by dark matter, which is even more abundant in the universe than regular matter.
Let me guess. That dark matter is also invisible. It doesn't show itself in any way. Blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. So far, people haven't found a single particle of dark matter. You already understand that it neither emits, absorbs, nor reflects light.
Don't you humans think you've already played too much into being a stewardess?
What do you mean?
It's like when a stewardess on a plane announces that everyone should turn off electronic devices because they affect the plane's navigation systems, even though even children understand that it's complete nonsense.
So you don't believe that everything in the universe actually works that way?
Do you even understand with your head, which is expanding along with the universe, that all your postulates are based only on the idea that the light from distant galaxies is redshifting due to the expansion of space? And imagine that there are mechanisms through which light simply loses frequency or energy during flight. And there could be many reasons for this, starting with the fact that the photon still has some minuscule mass, ending with scattering due to dust in the universe, the influence of fluctuations, simply due to the loss of photon energy over time. There could be many reasons, and if even one of them is true, then all your theories of explosions, expansions, and devilish energies with matters will collapse like a house of cards. And it's not just the light that's a problem. There are more and more assumptions about the dark components of the universe. That is, scientists improve their instruments for measuring the parameters of the universe, find new data that cannot be explained by their hypotheses, And then they have to endow those dark matter and energy with all new properties. And who will stop them? After all, nothing can be measured. And all this increasingly looks like a mistake that crept into the understanding of the basic laws of the universe. And now, more and more scientists are beginning to doubt the correctness of modern views. And only you, with your bright mind, do not want to admit it.
Oh, so you acknowledge the uniqueness of my mind?
Yeah, it's like the antagonist of dark energy, and it seems you have it, and everyone understands that you have it, but no one sees the results of its work.
And what do you say about the microwave background, you red rascal? Relic radiation is weak microwave radiation that fills the entire universe. It is a remnant of the early stages of the universe when it was very hot and dense. Approximately 13.5 billion years ago, the Big Bang occurred, initiating the expansion of the universe. After the Big Bang, the universe became incredibly hot and dense. Matter and energy were in the form of plasma, in which photons constantly interacted with electrons and other particles. Approximately 380,000 years after the Big Bang, the temperature dropped enough for protons and electrons to combine into neutral hydrogen atoms. This allowed photons to move freely without interacting with matter. These are the photons we observe today as relic radiation.
In other words, you accidentally found some property of the universe. You fitted it to your theories. And then you started using the same property as confirmation of your theories?
How so?
Well, you had the Big Bang theory. Then you accidentally found microwave radiation, so you attached it to your theory. Isn't that how it was?
That's right. Relic radiation was found accidentally.
And aren't there other theories of its origin?
Of course there are, but they fit other effects of the universe worse.
Worse fit. That's your argument? This word, thinking, fits you worse than that tree. Do you understand that over time people do more precise research and measurements of the universe, and those studies do not align with your theories? But there's nothing you can do. You can't completely break views on science, so you have to patch up your science. Accept all sorts of conventions or assumptions. Wasn't there an unwritten agreement before that a theory should be confirmed through research? And where have you ended up? Inventing some things that can't be seen or measured. And how is this different from the plots of Harry Potter? Do you have science or Hogwarts?
You know what? I'm tired of your insults to science. I will punish you scientifically. I'll go hide the slippers and take your food bowl until the evening. You'll sit hungry.
The fool went somewhere. Thinks to scare me. First, find the sausages that you forgot on the table at lunch. And I know him well, so I peed on his slippers before the conversation even started, in advance. And now, when he smells it, let him think it's the dark cat, which no one sees, can't catch, but it smells like it. Slippernaut, slipper scientist. Is it really hard to understand that we sit on Earth like a snail on a leaf? And we have an idea about the surrounding world only thanks to what we see. And beyond our vision, there can be completely different worlds and laws. But don't worry, the future cat civilization will explain all this to you. All you need to do is produce sausages and scratch our bellies, and everything will be wonderful.
Subscribe to the channel, like and share. If you want, buy Martin a sausage. See you in new videos.